Good evening. Today the practice is a yin practice. This was a request from Jane. So hi Jane. I'm going to theme this yin practice towards spring, so it will focus on liver energy channels and gall energy channels. So lots of moving energy through inner and outer thighs in this practice. The first posture will be supine posture, so maybe a bit of padding underneath your head, coming onto your back. We'll just take, to begin, a real easy version of Baddha Konasana, Supta Baddha Konasana, so butterfly pose. You drop the knees out to the side. Now, as a first posture, it's maybe nice to give this some support. So there's a couple of things you can do here. Sometimes just raising the feet a little bit makes the posture feel a bit easier on the lower back. So you could take the posture this way. Alternatively, you could maybe take a bit of support underneath your outer hip and thigh. Okay, so nice and easy as we settle into the posture. Your arms can be low, your hands resting on your belly. If you know you have easy space around your shoulders, you could take the arms up and let them rest up high. Most importantly, you're in a place where you can begin to attune to your breath, a place where you can begin to turn inward. So we let the eyes close. Take long inhales and long exhales. So a yin practice is a very slow, often stationary practice. We stay in each posture for a longer duration than maybe we would normally. And the idea is that we let go of our tension and our holding, that there's no muscular effort here, so that we can maybe access the deeper held tensions of the body. So breathing slowly and mindfully. And while you're here, you can attend to relaxing your face, your jaw, softening around your eyes, your eyebrow center. And if you are feeling tense, or if your day has been busy, stressful, you might like to sigh away here once or twice, just to help you let go of those sort of surface tensions. Some of the noise maybe in your mind you can let go of as you exhale. And we just take another 5 breaths here. So long inhales. And long exhales. So take one more. When you're ready, you can bring the arms down if you have the arms up high. And then maybe lift the legs out of the posture. You might use your hands just to help you. You can come back to your semi-supine and take a moment here just to notice how that posture leaves you feeling. Notice any residue in your inner leg lines, any sensation. And then bring your left leg in towards you. So you come into just a single-legged Panasana. When you feel that you're ready, bring the leg into a half stirrup pose. So you can hold the back of your left thigh, or you can reach further up the leg and hold the ankle or the calf. Be very careful that you're not bringing tension into your shoulders. If it's an easy posture for you, you can reach up and take hold of the foot. And again, as you exhale, you allow the shoulders to settle, the back to relax. It's early on in your practice, so maybe keeping this leg bent for now. But if you do feel that this is a really easy posture for you, you could drop this leg down. Remember that we really don't want to come into a place where we feel that we're stressing or straining. So I'm going to keep this leg bent for today, but nice and easy. You take another breath or two here. Try and drop a little more into your body each time you exhale. Now, optionally, you could take some turn out here so that you bring your hand to your inner foot, your inner heel, and take the knee out a little bit wider. So you add a little more opening through your inner leg line. And again, we'll take really nice long breath here. 4, 5 more. So this is still fairly quick for a yin practice. A couple of minutes maybe in each posture, but you could stay for 3 or 4 or 5 minutes. Would be fine, but we'll start with fairly short holds. Try and relax a little more into the hip with each exhale. We're taking 3 more breaths here. And then 1 more. Good. You can release your left foot to the floor. And just notice again how that posture leaves the body feeling. Certainly, I think we feel some difference between the left and the right side. And then when you're ready, bring your right leg in. And we just take the same posture on the other side. So it's with patience that you just allow your right hip to release. Let the shoulders drop. Check the alignment in your neck. We need to be very careful that we're not doing this with the chin maybe higher than the forehead and some scrunching or compression into the neck. Try and keep the back of the neck nice and long so the chin is in, fractionally lower than your forehead with your chin. Bring the right leg into your half stirrup pose and just let it settle for a moment. And then holding either the back of the thigh, the calf, the ankle, or the outer edge of your foot. Nice steady breath here. Softening with the exhales. You know, if you straightened your grounded leg on the other side, do the same again. So that's the left leg. And if you chose to take that optional turning out on the other side, again, you do the same here. So just feeling the stimulating sensations through the inner thigh. And taking another 5 breaths here. So again, we can close the eyes. And take another 2 breaths here. And then releasing your right foot down. And just taking a moment again to notice the sensations, the movement of energy here. And then when you're ready, you can bring yourself up to sitting, but come slowly. You might want to turn over onto your side. If you roll up, make sure that it's not too sudden. And bring yourself to sit in Sukhasana for a moment. You might use your block again for support. And you can just be here for a moment. So regulate your breathing. Long Ujjayi inhale, very soft. And long Ujjayi exhale. And soft ocean sound to the breath. Allowing your breath to capture your attention. And to draw your attention inward. So for each of our yin postures, we'd like to feel that we really turn inward, that each posture offers a little retreat into our own internal space. And I think certainly at the moment, while we're locked down, while we are shut in, our own precious internal space will be more important than ever. You can bring your hands together. Set your intention to practice with presence. You can connect that intention in your head and in your heart. And then when you're ready, you'll bring yourself into Malasana. We won't be in this posture for quite as long. Malasana at the front edge of your yoga mat. You can use blocks to help you support your Malasana. Sometimes we need support under heels if the Achilles are a little tight. And if the knees are vulnerable, you might feel that you want to support your weight in the Malasana. So you could always put a couple of blocks underneath your seat. Okay, so any of these variations are just fine. You can settle in to the posture. So move a little bit to begin with, explore. And for this posture, maybe just 5 breaths here. So feeling that we release deep into our hips, that our inner leg lines lengthen, the tail releases down, and the lower back begins to feel more spacious. The left leg will stay forward, the right leg will reach back. So we're coming into a lunge pose. You could use your blanket underneath your knee, a little bit of padding there. Remember, you're going to be in the posture for a couple of minutes maybe. And we let the hips sink downward and forward. And then, just like we did in our half stirrup pose, we could add a little turn out here. So you could heel toe your left foot a little wider, but also turn the toes out a few degrees. And you'll start to feel there a little more sensation in your inner leg line in this variation. And you can let some of the weight be borne into your hands if you feel that there's intensity around your hip. You could drop down lower if it feels accessible for you to go deeper in your posture. So this is a dragon pose. Let's find a place where it feels appropriate for you. And again, we'll stay here for another minute or so. So it's just about 5 breaths if you're breathing very slowly. You can close your eyes, you can bow your head. You'll maybe feel a relationship between head and pelvis here. As you drop your head, sometimes we feel the spine tractioning out a little bit, and the pelvis is drawn downward and forward as we release the weight of the head. So if you can fully relax your head down, go ahead. Put one more breath. You bring yourself slowly up. Now, I'd like us to come from here into a pigeon pose. So I'll show you that transition. You're walking your left foot over to the right side of your yoga mat and then easing that left hip open. Okay, so make any adjustment that you need to make and find a comfortable place in your posture. You can always use a block just under the hip here if you feel you need support. Take time to align and then drop down and into your posture. Now, if this is too much, if pigeon pose is too strong, if you feel stress in your left knee, then maybe as an alternative, you could take a forward fold here. So with the left leg bent, sole of the left foot to the inner right thigh, and just releasing forward and over your right leg. So an alternative here, modification here. If the pigeon pose or the swan pose doesn't feel so good for you, and we'll stay again for another minute or so. So in Yin Yoga, this is a sleeping swan pose, releasing down. Regulate your breath. Make sure you're not gathering tension into your shoulders or your neck, your face, your jaw. Nice deep breath. Rinsing away some of the limitation each time you exhale. When you're ready, slowly. And we're going to bring the right leg around and over the left leg here. So you're finding the foundation here for a twisted pose. Drop down and into your sit bones. Take a breath and make sure you're yielding into your base. And then coming into just gentle twisting release. Now make sure you're not forcing or striving, but just bring your body into the shape and then move the breath through the shape. You take just 4 or 5 breaths here. This is leading us into a shoelace pose, a Gomukhasana pose. Okay. Release back to the center. See if you can take this a little bit further. So you bring your right leg a little further over your left. Maybe lift and wiggle slightly. If you feel that you're uneven in your base here, if you feel that you're tipped over to one side, raise both halves of your pelvis onto a block. So both sit bones are slightly elevated, and you might find that that evens things up a little bit. So you can use support again if you need to. Make sure you're, again, yielding into the base of the pose, but you're opening your frontal space. And see if we can take 5 more breaths here. When you're ready, you bring yourself out of here. And we begin the sequence again, coming into Malasana. So again, using appropriate support, coming into your squat as comfortably as you can. Releasing into your hips. You can bring your hands together in front of your heart. Just press the upper arms into the inner knees to encourage the hips to open. We'll just take maybe another 4 or 5 breaths here. So you can close your eyes, regulate your breathing. Allow your attention to follow your breath inward. So you let go of your thoughts, your wonderings, your external distractions. own time. Coming into your dragon pose or your lunge. So it's right foot forward this time, left leg back. You can pad the back knee if you find that helpful. And just allow time to settle into your posture, your pelvis moving slowly downward and forward. When you feel ready, you can heel toe out a little bit wider. Maybe angle the toes out a little and see if you can drop possibly a little more deeply into your posture. Maybe let the head drop. Feel the way that draws the pelvis a little more downward and forward. You can come down onto your forearms if that feels okay for you. If it feels just a little bit too intense, you can bring yourself back up. So be very sure that you're not pushing or pulling at these postures. They're really just about yielding and releasing. There should be no real effort, just a willingness to let go. So maybe another 4 or 5 breaths. And again, I'll stress that this is quite quick for yin practice. I'm just very aware that at home on your own it might be difficult to maintain attentive awareness for very long holds. So you can always extend this a little bit as you get used to the practice. So when you're ready, your transition is from here into pigeon pose. So you might just want to back up a little bit. Walk your right foot over towards the left edge and then just very, very slowly release yourself into pigeon pose. You know there's an alternative here. I showed on the other side. So make sure that it feels okay. If you need support, take it. So certainly this is a posture that can feel intense. Try and breathe space all the way down towards your pelvis. Try not to bring tension into your shoulders or your neck or your jaw. Ideally, resting the head all the way down. I'm holding my head up a little bit so that you can hear me. But if it's possible for you, if it's comfortable, drop the head all the way down so that you can release the tension from your neck. You can let the tension slide away from your shoulders. And it's maybe just another 2 or 3 breaths here. Again, with the eyes closed, we can turn inward. Closing the eyes definitely helps, it just removes some of our distractions, some of the sensory stimulation. When you feel that you're ready, slowly bringing the left leg around. So you come into the foundation for a light twist. So your left leg comes all the way over your right. You square into your sit bones. And remember that the twist is easy. Okay, so you bring your body into the shape. In a regular practice, maybe in this position, there'd be some effort to continue to turn, to continue to lengthen. Try for today just to release the effort. And simply breathe through the shape. You feel the internal massage as the breath moves through the posture. You close your eyes, dip your chin a little bit. Good. And when you're ready, coming back around to forward face, wrapping the left leg a little further over your right leg and wiggling your way into your posture. You can use a block again to elevate, and certainly if you use the block on one side, try and remember to use the block on the other side as well. We drop down, relax the shoulders, let the heart lift and open, and breathing here. So often this is a posture that offers up quite strong sensations. Be very sure that you're not tensing and lifting yourself up and out of the sensations. Try and drop into the sensations, give to gravity, release the weight of the pelvis down, relax the shoulders. And we'll stay for 5 breaths again. So, Yin practice in its stillness can often feel quite challenging. Maybe more so for those of us that are relentlessly busy or fast moving. So take one more inhale. And give one more exhale. you can bring yourself slowly out of your posture and onto your seat. We'll take one more posture. We'll take the legs wide for this. So it's a dragonfly pose in Yin Yoga and Hatha Upavishtakanasana. In this variation, we'll relax the legs. So if your heels, your toes have a tendency to fall inward, for today, you can let them do that because we want to let go of the muscular effort that it would take to keep them looking up. If they tend to turn outwards, the same. So you just kind of let your legs relax as much as you can in this position. And it might be enough just to be here. You know, you might feel enough sensation. This is all we need. It's a stimulating sensation through the inner leg lines. So if you have it here, this is fine. If for you, the posture draws you further forward, you can come further into the pose. Again, there is no push or pull, so it's nice, easy, just giving to gravity. Letting the head hang. And again, I'm aware that this posture for some of us can feel challenging, that the sensations can feel quite intense. So feel free to back away a little bit, to come further out of the posture, to make it more copeable. And we'll stay for maybe just another 5 breaths. So no effort, no push or pull or strain. Feel free to stay for longer if you feel that it's enough. You bring yourself slowly up. When you're ready, you can take yourself back onto your back, so you come into a supine position. Of course, you can take your relaxation with a bolster behind your thighs. You can keep your legs bent if this feels good, although you might want to use a strap for support so that you can really relax and let go of your legs. If it's okay for you to straighten down your legs, take them nice and wide for today, and the same with your arms. And you're still breathing well, so you're still, for a moment or two, mobilizing your energy with your breath. Feeling the sensations that rinse through the body as you begin to relax. And then eventually releasing any control or effort to breathe in a certain way, and just allowing your breath to come and go freely. Our liver energy can help us to process emotions such as anger or sadness. And our liver energy can help us to organize life in a way that doesn't leave us feeling overwhelmed. So indicators of liver imbalance are maybe feelings of anger or sadness or feeling unable to cope. When we're in balance, our emotions are in balance. And we feel more able to cope. Really noticing how your breathing is, how your body softens through your exhales. I can leave you here in your relaxation. Take as much time as you have, or as much time as you need. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.